Hey guys, this is SF and welcome to Monster of the Week. This week, this is the JP version, but Sanada Transcension is out in the global version, so I'll be using her. And why playing the JP version is because I want to run a specific dungeon for this Monster of the Week, and it's only in JP. So let's look at the stats. No gravity barrier, same thing as Ascendant Form, gauge of Counter Slayer. I'll get more to it later for people who don't know. Strike Shot deals a lot of damage to monsters with gravity barriers, very self-explanatory. And then Spread Destruction, Spread Pierce, Spread Rebound Destruction, XL3, and then Short Spread and stuff like that. So very good. And let's bring it to Wang Zhang. Go to Wang Zhang. It's a piercing dungeon. I mean, it's a pinching dungeon, not a piercing dungeon. So very good. Sanada's very good in there. Basically, she's really good in terms of any non-water gravity barrier dungeon. It doesn't really have to be. It doesn't have to be like pinching or whatever. You can just bring it to, like, for instance, Wood Noel when she was up. Other ones is 23rd floor of the tower. I did have a video of it, and tower is coming up for global, so be sure to check that video out if you want to have an idea of what to bring. Stacking, like having 2 or 3 Sanadas is really good in that dungeon, and I think it's the most easiest way of beating it, which is really great for people that had trouble with the 23rd floor. Although right now there is Arcadia in JP that makes 23rd floor even easier and stuff like that. But having 2 or 3 Sanadas and then like a Himiko or a Song Wukong would make 23rd floor really easy. And I recommend if you guys have it to, you know, bring that team into it. But in terms of the Counter Slayer, for people who don't know what Counter Slayer means, is that Sanada becomes the Slayer of whatever class hits her last. And I don't really remember which class hit her last yet. I'm pretty sure I didn't even get hit yet. I'm pretty sure I did, but like I don't think Sanada got hit yet. Only like the other 2 got hit. So it's whatever class. So for example, if the wolf attacked Sanada, then she becomes a Beast Slayer. Very good for dungeons like, you know, the 23rd floor that has only deities. But for dungeons that have multiple ones, like for this one, it's really hard to get a consistent Slayer onto them. So, you know, it's really sad face. But other good parts is, you know, the spread shot. Very powerful. Especially when you're in close range. Let's see, 2 Sanadas basically one-shotted that guy. Which is pretty crazy, in my opinion. Although there are some demerits of that. One of them is, you know, you have to get close to the boss or the enemy, and, you know, you can take a lot of damage, especially if they have like explosions or like short spreads and stuff like that. But most of the time you dish out more damage than you actually take in, which makes Sanada really good. Like both her bomb combos does a lot of damage. Like the short spread, even when it was even when it's the sub bomb combo for a lot of monsters, even for Ascension, it did a lot of damage. But now it's a main bomb combo. It has the power of a main bomb combo, which is a big increase, and it deals a lot of damage. Now, in terms of other dungeons, I already pointed out like tower floors. Other tower floors, like 24th floor of the tower, you know, with the one with Yoritomo with all the poisons and stuff like that. That's a really good dungeon for her. 35th floor is really nice. And I think that is mostly it for like the staples for her. I'm pretty sure you can bring to like 40th floor as like a filler, 30th floor as a filler. But the main ones is 24 and 23 for the most part. I don't think. Oh yeah, and 28th floor because of her strike shot. So let's get to the strike shot. Although Wang Zhang does not have a gravity barrier on him, let's see the actual damage. Like even without the gravity barrier, she does a ton of damage. Oh, she leaked out. Sad face. I still have one more shot. And let's hope that I get a good shot. Good weak point. Weak point. There we go. Let's go left and right. Actually, I'll go up and down again. And hopefully I can get it this time. Okay, that's good. And without gravity barrier is 1.3 million. And I didn't really hit the weak spot that much too. So you can kind of gauge if Wang Zhang had a gravity barrier, it deals about 2 million plus, and if I get more weak point hits, then that will go up to 2 million. And then with the gravity barrier, that's like with the gravity barrier, then you know it can go to like 2.5 million. So even without the, and then of course if you have like the counter slayer onto the boss, then that's even more damage. So like there is a lot of potential there for high damage. You know, you can go to like 3 million if you get like a perfect vertical to the weak point and stuff like that. On top of the counter slayer, on top of the gravity barrier slayer, and of course the weak point and all that, and then the speed up power up as well. So crazy damage. And Sanada, in terms of her place, she's under the wood slayers. For the most part, she's under like the Himikos and Romas, but the good point about Sanada when you compare it to those other guys is that she has viability on other elements instead of wood. I'm pretty sure like you know you can bring Roma and Himiko to other dungeons, but if it's a no gravity barrier dungeon, you'll definitely bring Sanada over Roma if it's not a wood wood dungeon. So if it's a darker light, then you know you'll bring Sanada into it, which I think gives her a lot of viability. Like, as long as it's gravity barriers, then it's always good. And you know, strike shot does a lot of damage. And even though her SS damage decreases a lot when there's no gravity barriers around the bosses, she still does over 1 million, which is a lot better than a lot of other Hatcher monsters in the game. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.